Hello my dear students, good afternoon. Now we will discuss a few applications of ionization potentials actually. So I was given one question here already. For a particular atom X, 4 ionization potential values are given and one is 240 and 590 and 980 and 2900 actually. So for X atom, the first ionization potential IP1 is 240 and IP2 is 590 and IP3 is 980 and IP4 is 2900 kilojoules. Actually, this is amount of energy. So ionization potential units, if you see, that is energy units like kilocalorie per mole, kilojoules per mole or electron volts per mole, because these are for per mole only, ionization potential and all those things. Okay, so here for X there are 4 ionization potentials was given actually. If you see, the first one is 240 and the second one is 590, third one is 980 and fourth one, if you see, it's very huge. So first electron to remove 240 is required. Second electron to remove 590. Third electron to remove 980. But fourth electron to remove, you must give a very high amount of energy. Certainly, see, from IP3 to IP4, the energy gap is very high. That means how many valence electrons, that means how many unpaired electrons are there. Means you can say, therefore there are 3 unpaired electrons are there. Valence electrons are 3. That means fourth electron removal is difficult. How we are saying the fourth electron removal is difficult? You see this ionization potential 4, it's too high. Means, what is the meaning of that? After removal of 3 electron, for removal of fourth electron, it requires huge amount of energy, which is highly difficult. That means how many electrons you can remove means 3, because these energy gaps are low. Understanding? Suppose some Y atom energy was given 340 excuse me 340 kilojoules given, and the second itself it's 2480 kilojoules something given. That means this Y atom has only one unpaired electron. Unpaired electrons, how many are present? Only one. Excuse me. For this Y, the first ionization potential is 340 and the second one is 2400, means it's too high. So that what's the meaning? From Y, you can remove only one electron. Sir, to remove second electron, this much of energy if you provide, second electron will come out, no sir. So two electrons, because 2 ionization potential, 2 electrons. Here 4 ionization potentials, valence electrons are 4. No. 3 are easy, fourth one is difficult because high amount of energy is required. That means unpaired electrons are 3 because fourth electron is not easy to remove. That means maybe that is in pairing. Here first electron just 340 enough, but for the removal of second one it's highly difficult. Got it? Why the second IP is very high for this means see, the energy gap is too high. So it's 2480 kilojoules is required, which is very high. So you cannot remove the second electron. So IP2 is very high. Got it, sir, clearly? So this is about ionization potentials, and suppose by using atom if I am giving. Okay, so understood this one? So have a screenshot and write down. Suppose here I will give you which of the following has second ionization potential, high second ionization potential. So I will give question like this. Okay, first one, second question. Which of the following atom has very high second IP, very high IP2 or second ionization potential, okay, which has second ionization potential, means more IP2 asking, more IP2 for what atom they are asking. So options given like this: first one sodium, second one is magnesium, and third one is like aluminium, and fourth one is neon. So actually the second IP is more for this actually. Understanding? Why sir? Because sodium electronic configuration, if you see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1, right? So Na plus, Na to Na plus means 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. It is nothing but what? Neon configuration, which is called octet configuration. So Na to Na plus is IP1, correct? But Na plus to Na2 plus, it is IP2. So Na plus to Na2 plus is highly difficult. Why? What is the reason, sir? Because this Na plus has octet configuration, so IP2 is very high. So which atom has very high IP2? Second IP2 means Na, you can say sodium. Sodium is answer, because first electron you can easily remove, second electron you cannot remove from sodium easily, because after removal of one electron the ionization potential will become very high, because Na plus will have stable electronic configuration, which is called octet configuration. Very very important, please remember this one. And come to this magnesium, 2 electron you can remove, so IP1 as well as IP2 both are possible. And aluminium, 3 atoms, 3 electrons you can remove. Because aluminium configuration, if you see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1, means 3 electrons you can remove. But neon itself, first IP only difficult. First IP very high. Why first IP is very high for neon? Because it is already stable neon. Understanding everyone? Which atom has highest second IP? They are asking. Second IP is more for sodium, because after removal of one electron itself, that is having octet configuration. So removal of second electron is difficult. Removal of second electron is difficult. So this is about the IP1 applications, like that you have to remember. So you understood, sir, this question? So what is the first option? Sodium. Why is sodium correct understood? Because sodium atom has one electron only. So IP1 is easy, but IP2 is difficult. So what you can say therefore, conclusion, alkali metals has only one outermost electron. Do you remember the configuration? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, these all have configuration like this. It's a 1s2, 2s1, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, this one 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, like this. Correct? That means after removal of one electron, helium configuration. After removal of one electron, neon configuration. After removal of one electron, argon configuration. That means alkali metal has only one ionization potential. Therefore, IP1 is very low. IP1 is very low, because one electron they can easily remove. Why one electron they can easily remove? Because after removal of one electron, they are getting stable electronic configurations. So one electron removal is easy for alkali metals, but second electron removal is very difficult, because after removal of first electron, they are getting stable electronic configuration. So after removal of first electron, the second electron removal is very much difficult because of their octet configuration. Remember this one. Therefore, alkali metals IP1 is very low, but IP2 is very high. Which is very high? IP2 is very high. Please write down. For alkaline earth metals like that, if you see, IP1 is possible, IP2 also possible. Correct? Why IP1 and IP2 both are possible? Because they have valence electrons too. Okay? So, like that we can say. So, which has more IP, which has low IP, based on values, you can decide. It's about electronic affinity or electron gain enthalpy. This is our next periodic property. Electronic affinity is almost opposite to ionization potential. Ionization potential means what? The amount of energy which is required to remove valency electron from neutral isolated gaseous state atom. But here, what is electronic affinity means? When electron was added to a valency shell of neutral isolated gaseous state atom, the amount of energy released. So, what you can define? The amount of energy released when electron added to valency shell of neutral isolated and gaseous state of atom is called electronic affinity or electron gain enthalpy. See, removal of electron from valency shell itself, adding of electron also to valency shell only. So, what exactly electron gain enthalpy or electronic affinity means? The amount of energy released when electron added to valency shell of neutral isolated and gaseous state of atom is called electronic affinity. So what is electronic affinity? Means for particular X atom you are adding one electron and that atom should be neutral. Neutral means no charge on it. Isolated means single atom. Isolated means single, free, and gaseous state atom. For that, when you add electron, then it becomes X minus. Ionization potential means what? For same X or Y, you are giving some energy and forming Y plus plus one electron. This energy is called ionization potential. But here for X, we are adding electron, so forming X minus, and here some amount of energy will release. This amount of energy, what happened here? Released. That released energy is called EA, electronic affinity, or else electron gain enthalpy. That we write delta H EG. EG means not example. Electron gain, E means electron gain, it is called enthalpy. In thermodynamics you will have, don't worry, H means enthalpy. Delta H means enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy. Enthalpy is nothing but a kind of heat, remember, kind of energy. Got it? So here, what is the difference between ionization potential and electronic affinity you can see. So here what is the difference? What is electron gain enthalpy? So for this X, you add electron. X means what kind of X it is? Neutral, isolated, gaseous state atom. For this you added one electron, so formed X minus. An amount of energy released. That amount of energy released is called electron gain enthalpy or electronic affinity. Same you can represent like this. X plus one electron and converted to X minus and delta H Eg is a negative. Negative means what is the meaning? It's a exothermic. Exo. Why exo? Exothermic process means heat release. What happened here? When electron added, excuse me. When electron added, what happened? Energy released. The amount of energy released is called electron gain enthalpy. Got it clearly? So here, amount of energy released means what the process is called? Exothermic process. So ionization potential, endothermic process. Electron gain enthalpy, exothermic process. But remember, when electron added to neutral atom, this is what atom? Neutral atom. Then only amount of energy will release. This is very, very important thing. When energy will release means when electron added to neutral atom only. Here, suppose if you take chlorine. Chlorine electronic configuration is what? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. You added one electron to this. So this become Cl minus. Now Cl minus means what is the meaning? Cl means 3s2, 3p5. Now Cl minus means 3s2, 3p6. This remains same. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Continuation 3s2, 3p6. Because one electron you added for this neutral atom. What you did? You added one electron to chlorine. So became Cl minus. So delta H Eg is minus 380 something, minus 389 something. This kilojoules only. Because this is also energy only. Energy units, same units. So for ionization potential and for electron gain enthalpy, unit remains same. Kilojoules, kilocalories, electron volts, like that only. So here, why some amount of energy released understood? I think it's more than this. Minus 320, minus 340 or minus 320 something. Value is negative itself. This negative indicates meaning? Sorry. Negative indicates what? It's minus 420 something. This negative indicates what? Release. Amount of energy release. It's not minus value, sir. Minus 420. Very small value, sir. No. Minus means 420 kilojoules heat released. That is the meaning. Meaning understood? This much of heat released. How much heat released? 420 kilojoules heat released. Got it? So this is about what we call electron gain enthalpy. So sorry, write down this. So what I written here, this is gas state and chlorine electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2, 3p5. Have a screenshot for this electronic affinity, everyone, please. Okay, this is about electronic affinity. Got it, sir? So next we have to discuss about same electronic affinity. See, for negative ion, if you add electron, then what happens? Same for X minus gaseous state. I wanted to add one more electron to it. Then X minus 2 will form. Then amount of energy will release or not? Means no, energy will not release. This is very, very important. So addition of electron to a neutral isolated gaseous state atom only, then energy release. But if you wanted to add electron to a uni negative ion, what is this? Uni negative ion, then some amount of energy required. In previous what I said, release. So what I am saying, this is called actually EA2 or delta H Eg2 is always positive. What I am saying, the second ionization potential, the second electron gain enthalpy is always positive. Why? Sir, you only given no sir definition. The amount of energy released you given no sir. Released. But when you added electron to a neutral isolated gaseous state atom. But if you are adding electron to a anion, already negative charge is there. This having negative charge, electron means negative. This negative and negative has repulsions, having some repulsions. So addition of electron is difficult to an anion because this anion has uninegative ion. Means what is this? Anion. This anion itself has a negative, electron is negative, so both has repulsions. So to overcome a repulsion, some energy required here. So that's why, excuse me, that's why EA2 is always positive. Who is positive, sir? Electron gain enthalpy 2 is always positive. Write down this. Electron gain enthalpy is always positive. Positive always. Reason I am giving here. What is the reason? Addition of second electron to a negative ion is difficult because negative repulsions takes place. So, what is the final conclusion? Electron gain enthalpy 2 is always endo. Always endo means what is the meaning? That is addition of second electron. Addition of second electron, first electron means for neutral atom. Second electron means for anion. So addition of second electron to whom? Sorry, no need all these things. Addition of second electron is always endo. To whom you are adding? For a particular atom you are adding. That is all unnecessary. Addition of second electron is always endo. Very important. So this you can understand by using some example. Have a screenshot again. You can write or pause the video and write. So what I said now, second electron addition is difficult. Okay? Why? Because negative repulsions. And take example oxygen. For oxygen, gaseous state, I am adding one electron. This is called EA1. Why this is called EA1? You are adding electron to a neutral atom. Then you are getting O minus and gaseous state, and delta H Eg is negative. And for O minus gaseous state, you are adding electron, and this is called EA2 because you are adding, this is first electron adding to neutral atom, second electron you are adding to O minus. So this is EA2. And this will be O minus to gaseous state. But this delta H Eg1 and this is Eg2, which is positive. See here, oxygen electronic configuration, if you see 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. O minus means 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So O minus means 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Actually oxygen can take 2 electrons because see this. 2 plus 4, how many? 6. Octet means 8 electrons. So 2 plus 4, 6 electrons are there for a neutral oxygen atom. So when you added 1 electron, not enough. 2s2, 2p5. 2 plus 5, 7 electrons. 7 electrons means it can take one more electron. Then it should be negative, no? But still it required 1 electron. But to add this electron, some energy required. This energy required because this negative charge and this negative charge have repulsions. So O minus 2 actually is stable. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 now. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 means what configuration? Neon configuration, which is octet. But O minus 2 even stable. But for O minus to add 1 electron, some energy is required because negative is having some repulsions. But overall electron gain enthalpy is negative. Means actually, suppose if it is some 390 something, it is plus 120 something. So minus 320 plus 120 means overall value will come negative. Overall electron gain enthalpy. But first electron gain enthalpy is negative. Means first electron gain enthalpy is and second electron gain enthalpy is endo. This is very important. And tomorrow we will discuss about some applications of this electron gain enthalpy and variation of electron gain enthalpy.